big picture here. Advantage or disadvantage for Bronny to be LeBron's son?
It's both. The advantage is, Skip, because of his dad's financial means, he has the best coaches, the best nutrition, the best training that money could possibly buy. But the drawback is the burden of expectations. He's LeBron James' son. See, Skip.
He is his namesake.
Yeah, exactly.
He's LeBron Jr.
So how does he get past that? At least you can make, okay, put James. It's going to be James Jr. And then like, well, what really? LeBron James Jr. So he goes by, I mean, he's trying to do it the best he can. He goes by Bronny. Yeah. But once you say LeBron James Jr., well, everybody know who LeBron James Sr. is. Skip, he has a good game. Everybody's going to say, well, hell, he was supposed to. That's LeBron James' son. He has a bad game. How can you have a bad game with all the other advantages that you had growing up? The great coaches, the great training, the great nutrition. So he's in a lose-lose situation. He can't win. Skip, I have a son. My son said he didn't want to play sports because of the level of expectation.
Yeah.
He dropped a pass, your dad would have made that play. Your dad would have did this and said he didn't want to have to deal with that. With my brother, Skip, he's 3 years older, although he's not my father. But for me, it drove me, Skip. When people said, you're not as good as your brother, I'm like, I'm going to show you. Well, your brother would, okay, I'm going to show you I can do it. Everybody can't handle that, Skip. Now, if Bronny turns out to be, he's going to defy all the odds because I don't believe we can go back in history and look at any athlete, regardless of the sport, or any entertainer, be it to be a singer or a movie star, that a great, great parent, kid, outperformed them. We've seen the King Griffey Sr. He was on the Big Red Machine. He was a good player.
He was.
But he wasn't Junior.
Nope.
Bobby Bonds was a hell of a baseball player.
He really was.
But he ain't Barry.
Yep.
And you look at the Mannings. Archie had a great, I think Archie won the MVP one year, Skip. He ain't Peyton. So Bronny would really be defying the odds. You look at all these great entertainers, musicians, had kids. Kids not them, Skip.
Well, you've already proclaimed LeBron the GOAT, so it's hard to beat that, right?
But the level of expectation is that what we heap on them because that's his son and we expect them to be equally as a great. And so it's also unfair expectations. Because, Skip, let's just say it should be a success if he gets to the NBA.
Should be.
But that's not going to be the case because, like, hell, he should have got to the NBA. That's LeBron's son.
Yep.
All the access that he had to the great training, the great coaches, how could he not? That's not going to be good enough. They figure if he's not at least LeBron or better than LeBron, his career would have been a failure. So it's a blessing. Being LeBron's son is a blessing and a curse. And you heard Kyrie, you've heard other players say, playing alongside. Think about it. You play alongside LeBron, they say it's a blessing and a curse. What the hell you thinking you got his whole name and that's your dad, the blessing and the curse that's bestowed upon you?
Okay, so I'll break it down chronologically. I think it's a blessing right now at age 13.
Yes.
I think it will go toward curse at 17 and 18 because it's just going to get suffocating with pressure. Because LeBron has already demonstrated he's not going to hang in the background. He wants to be right there with Bronny. The other day we saw the video. He's out on the floor high-fiving with the kids, and he's right in the middle of it. I don't know if he'll actually coach the team. Probably won't have time to coach. But he's not going to stay in the shadows. He's going to be out front, and that's his choice.
Right.
I'm great with that. But in the end, man, it's going to be hard on this kid. It does look – I love to watch him at 13 because he carries himself with a body language and a swagger and a positive arrogance that he's getting from his dad because he just thinks he's better than these kids because he is better.
He is better, correct.
And he got his dad's passing gift, which is rare. It doesn't just pass down from generation to generation. And it's hard to teach it or coach the ability to pass the basketball, but he's got it. And it looks like he's going to be a better shooter than his dad. It just looks like he's got a nice stroke, so he's got the whole package. Now we have to project, is he going to be 6'9"? His dad's 6'9". Is he going to be 6'7" or 6'8"? That would be pretty good. That might be good enough, right? But then at some point, at 13, his games are already virtually on national TV because they're all over YouTube. You can just call up highlights of Bronny. Well, that's unheard of. That's never happened before, right? So he's tasting the pressure now, but at some point, 17 and 18, if the one-and-done rule gets abolished, like they visited Duke.
Well, they say 2021 it'll be abolished, so there's a chance.
I'd say there's a chance, and for LeBron's sake, if he actually wants to play with Bronny in the NBA, well, then he needs Bronny to be able to match up with the expectations.
So
right?
Bronny's what, 13 now?
13.
So that's 6 years. Because Griffey played with his dad at 19, so his dad was 40. So
39. See, still
that's 22 years, Skip.
It's a lot of years.
That's a
maybe.
lot of years. Yeah.
Maybe. But that would.
If he just comes on the court, pass it to Bronny, and Bronny shoots it.
Okay, but Bronny's going to have to be good enough to get drafted, or at least be on an NBA team at 18 to 19.
Correct.
Right? I don't know when his birthday falls, but it's. I don't know. I don't wish this upon this kid because it's going to be hard.
The expectations. I mean, it's just like anything. Imagine being the son of Jack. I mean, look, let's get to Eastwood. Scott Eastwood, Clint Eastwood's son. Mm-hmm. He's a damn good actor.
He's pretty good.
He ain't Clint.
No.
Jack Nicholson.
I don't even know.
No.
Okay, look at Michael Jordan's two sons.
I've been trying to think. I can't think of anyone.
Michael Jordan's two sons. One was pretty good and started at Illinois, but wound up at University of Central Florida.
Right.
Both of them played at Central Florida.
Right.
And they were just okay.
Yeah.
They had no NBA prospects at all, so that was the end of that.
But
they didn't even get Michael Jordan's namesake. One was Marcus and one was Jeffrey, his middle name.
Middle name.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, though, Skip. I mean, when you compare to an all-time great, what would be deemed success? Because I don't know if we've seen an all-time great player have a son reach that level, especially in basketball. I mean, if you take all the all-time great, let's just take the top 50 players. Have we ever seen one have a son to reach this level?
Well, again, I hate to bring this up because LeBron did not like it, but remember, LeVar brought up he was just stating a fact that history shows you that the son can never live up to the superstar father.
Yeah, superstar because that's up. You look at Tim Hardaway; he has a son.
He's
but
pretty good.
And his son is pretty good.
Pretty good.
But when you compare him to an all-time great, you say a Larry Bird or a Magic Johnson or a LeBron James or Kobe Bryant or Kareem, now you're talking about a whole different stratosphere.
Yep.
Now we're going to see Shaq. Shaq has a son, Sharif, that's 6'8", 6'9". We'll see.
I've been watching the highlights. He looks pretty good.
So we will see, because when you start getting to that rarefied air, Skip, I mean, look, being a professional is a great accomplishment. But when you talk about of all the guys that have played professional basketball and you're the top 0.1%, forget the 1%, the 0.001%, and then have a son to come along. I don't know. Maybe there is, off the top of my head, I can't think of any of the top 50 basketball players that have had his son reach this level. It's definitely not top 10. Magic, Kareem, Wilt, Russell, LeBron, Kobe. So we're going to...
You know, Rick Barry was a great player. Yes. He had a bunch of sons who could really play at a high level.
Yeah, he might. So I would say Rick's top 50.
Okay, but nobody was great.
Right.
Brent was pretty good.
And again, they weren't Rick.
Nope.
So imagine, he had 4 sons to play in the NBA. Pretty good. Rick Barry was an all-time great player. They weren't their dad. So take Rick Barry, multiply it by 3 with LeBron, and you're asking LeBron Jr.
And just quick note, I know Rick very well, and his youngest son is Canyon, who he thought was going to be the best. He's shaped up at 13 as the best of the sons, and he didn't make it. I think he's playing Europe.
Right.
So,
but he had 3, right? Because I know John with the Tech and Brant won the.
But they played college. Scooter played college basketball.
Right.
So he had 4 play at a high level.
Right.
So.
That's an awful lot. The expectation, Skip, of that's your dad.
Well, that's your dad.
Oh, and you think about all the resources that he has. You brought that up. Training, food, everything you need. I just hope he's got the right people around him, because at the end of the day, that is what's going to matter. If he can handle the mental strain, the mental struggles there.
I mean, LeBron James is your dad.
Oh, boy.
That's what...
Period.
Man, I'm going another route. I'm going to be an entertainment lawyer.
God.